I think university is a time where you find yourself. This is a time where I've truly learnt my potential and what I'm capable of.
We had 24 students from the University of Newcastle come along to Borneo. We spent 3 days in the Borneo jungle and we looked at orangutans in their habitat. It was amazing.
The skills that I've gained over those years and even watched and reflected on how much I've learnt, it amazes me.
I'm the first one in my family to graduate. My dad always said to me, he said, only brain can make a man. That means only knowledge can make a man. And I always had, the voice of my dad in the back of my head, saying that I could do it. Graduation was a major achievement in my life.
I started the university as an able-bodied kid, and then I had an accident after my second year. So that dream as a young kid from a disadvantaged background of throwing that cap and gown into it almost puts a tear in my eye of having that sense of achievement.
I was doing some volunteer work. One of the volunteer boss said to me that if you really like helping people, why don't you become a nurse? I want graduates to be bold, be courageous, and be your best.
I think it is very important to focus on your purpose because there will be a lot of issues, a lot of challenges facing ahead, and being able to overcome each time, I think it's what's important.
It's a wonderful feeling to be an alumni. You have this connection with other alumni, other students who have graduated.
Not just national, but also it's global scale.
Having a community behind you is probably the greatest thing you can have, apart from your family and friends, because really it's just a bigger version of them.
A family that is now around the world.
We've all come together as one, and we're all going to be lifelong friends.
I just enjoy the moment.
Words can't describe it.
It lasts a few seconds, but you really will remember it forever.
The world is your oyster. You really don't know what it's going to be tomorrow. You don't know what it's going to be the next day, but take every single opportunity that comes your way.
Congratulations, graduates.
Congratulations, graduates.
Congratulations, graduates.
Welcome to our global alumni community.
Good afternoon, and a very warm welcome to graduates and guests to this very special occasion. To comply with safety regulations, I'd like to point out to you the emergency exits in the Great Hall. Please take a moment to note your nearest green emergency exit sign. As a courtesy to everyone in the room, we ask that you please switch any mobile devices to silent. We acknowledge that this has been a long-awaited occasion. COVID-19 has likely further extended this wait. The situation has also required us to make some modifications to today's ceremony. Graduates, under this different ceremony format, we ask that you rise from your seat when your name is called and remain standing in front of your chair, facing forward while your qualification title is announced. You will then acknowledge your achievement by doffing, that is, tipping your cap towards the Chancellor. You can then retake your seat as the audience applauds. We ask that your guests please remain seated. At the conclusion of today's ceremony, we will instruct each graduate and your guests when it is time to leave your seats. You will be exiting in turn using the front and rear doors, and a photograph will be taken of you with your guests. An electronic copy of this photograph will be made available to all graduates to access and share. Graduates, in May, you will be sent an invitation to complete the Graduate Outcomes Survey. This survey gathers feedback on your higher education experience to improve the experience for future students. We strive to provide the best possible university experience for all of our students, but this cannot be achieved without your important and valuable feedback. We would appreciate you watching for an email to your university account so that you can assist with this important survey. Some of the terminology used in today's ceremony may be unfamiliar to you. To assist in your appreciation of the ceremony, we have provided a history of graduation and an explanation of terms in the graduation booklet. The academic procession will enter the Great Hall in just a few moments. When the procession enters, we ask that you please rise and remain standing for the Australian National Anthem. We hope you enjoy this very special occasion. Thank you.
Australians, oh, let us rejoice, for we are one and free. We've golden soil and wealth for toil. Our home is girt by sea. Our land abounds in nature's gifts of beauty, rich and rare. In history's page, let every stage advance, Australia fair. In joyful strains, then let us sing, advance, Australia fair.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this very special graduation ceremony. On behalf of the University of Newcastle, I respectfully acknowledge the traditional custodians, the Pambalong clan of the Awabakal people, on whose traditional land this campus is located, and I pay my respects to elders past, present and emerging. As Chancellor of this university and a graduate myself, I'm honoured to be able to celebrate this major milestone in your academic journey. I'd also like to acknowledge and give a special welcome to the Mayor of Lake Macquarie, Kay Fraser, and the CEO of Lake Macquarie, Morven Cameron. They're with us this afternoon and we're delighted. The university enjoys a very special relationship with Lake Macquarie and very pleased to have them with us this afternoon. Each of our university's graduates is unique and each year through these ceremonies we celebrate their success. This year's graduates are indeed an inspiration. Before me sits a group of people whose determination and resilience is remarkable by any measure. This year, or the past 2 years, we've seen a pandemic which has affected everyone in this room, and before that we had major natural disasters of floods and fires which had already taken a toll on many of our students. This ceremony acknowledges your drive and determination to succeed. Graduates, today you take with you a degree from one of the finest institutions in the world. Newcastle is acknowledged for delivering excellence in education to some 39,000 students. Our degree programs are designed to prepare you for life and work after you graduate and connect you with your industries and communities. Similarly, our research is focused on delivering impact and innovation with a steady focus on working with partners to support the development of our regions. The university's focus on excellence in education and research sits hand in glove with a long-held commitment to equity. We offer opportunity of education to students from all walks of life who have talent and determination. 1/4 of our students are from low socioeconomic backgrounds, and we have the largest number of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander students of any Australian university. We are proud of every student, and we are committed to providing the best learning environment and opportunities to help them realise their potential, and invariably they do. Today's celebration of the completion of your studies also marks another important milestone: your entry into the University of Newcastle Alumni Network, and you're in very good company. One example is Anne Flanagan, who completed her Bachelor of Arts in Communication Studies in 2001. She's now Vice President of PR, Communications and Corporate Social Responsibility for Getty Images. Through her work in this field, Anne has helped change the way people are represented in advertising. She's reinvented stock photography to challenge deeply ingrained stereotypes across a range of areas, including perceptions of disability or representation of what beauty looks like, as well as how non-binary people are visually portrayed. Our alumni network is vast. Another alumna is Peter Cockbain, AM. Peter left school when he was 15. And he got a lot of practical experience in the workplace before he joined the university as a mature age student at 26. Peter is today one of Australia's most highly regarded and influential engineers. He's the co-founder of AMP Control, one of Australia's largest privately owned electrical engineering companies, headquartered here in the Hunter, and a distinguished entrepreneur, innovator and philanthropist. His company started just down the road from where we are in Jesmond, in those days in a shed with a dirt floor. At the start of the pandemic last year, AMP Control responded to the New South Wales Government's call to arms and in just 18 days designed and delivered a fully functional emergency ventilator prototype. What an outstanding contribution. To pivot like that, to manufacture emergency medical equipment when the company was usually focused on infrastructure and energy engineering and manufacturing. You are now united with achievers like Anne Flanagan and Peter Cockbain and the people sitting around you as an alumnus of the university. Our network of passionate and talented alumni stretches across the world, now comprising more than 155,000 members in 149 countries. The network and its chapters offer unique opportunities to connect professionally and socially with other alumni, and I really do encourage you to stay in touch. We'd be delighted if you were to. Today is the culmination of many years of hard work, and this ceremony is a symbol of all you've experienced and achieved during your time here at the university. This includes an acknowledgement of the support of your family and friends who've been with you every step of the way on your journey to today. To family and friends, we sincerely thank you for the important role you've played in reaching this important milestone. I now call on our Vice-Chancellor, Professor Alex Zielinski AO, to introduce today's occasional speaker.
Thank you, Chancellor, and congratulations to our graduates here today. It's been a very tough 2 years, particularly people in the creative industry and performing arts areas, and this month is turning out to be no better, and in fact this week has been a tough week, and now even the ceremony has been affected by COVID. But let's all hope that 2022 is going to be a better year, and particularly for the creative industries. I hope that in today's ceremony, when you do stand up, the graduates, don't be afraid to take your mask off. We'd like to see your smiling faces. And afterwards, after the graduation, please stay here on the campus a while. Take some photos, get some photographs taken of you, get some of our memorabilia, or even have a celebratory drink or a meal down at the local Connections restaurant. And hope to everyone here who's here today, let's not make this your last time here at the campus. You're always welcome at the University of Newcastle. We are a university of the region for the region, and the campus is very much open to the community. So on to the task today. So Chancellor, it's my great pleasure to invite Professor Paul Eggleston to deliver today's occasional address. Professor Eggleston was the inaugural head of school at the University of Newcastle School of Creative Industries. He has an extensive background in television and media production and a passion for collaborating across disciplines to connect students and researchers with industry and each other, nationally and internationally. Paul was formerly the Director of Research and Innovation in the College of Culture and Creative Industries at the University of Central Lancashire, where he held a chair in digital and creative technologies. He has worked as an editor, camera operator and scriptwriter before establishing his independent production company 421 Productions, which focused on creating documentaries for the BBC, ITV and Sky, as well as making TV commercials and corporate films for a wide range of blue-chip commercial clients and charities. In 2012, Paul established the Media Innovation Studio at the University of Central Lancashire as an international research centre and learning lab, using a business model to finance the studio through research grants, commercial activity and teaching. Its founding aim was to work across disciplines to explore the potential of creative and digital technology to bring about positive change. A passionate researcher, Paul has won large grants from the Engineering, Physical Sciences Research Council in the UK, the Arts and Humanities Research Council in the UK, National Endowment for Science, Technology and Arts, and the Australian Research Council. In 2013, Paul established the Civic Drone Centre with funding from the UK Higher Education Innovation Fund. The Civic Drone Centre works with companies, individuals and organisations that are using or planning to use remotely operated vehicles or drones across a variety of scenarios. These span search and rescue activity, journalism, media and humanitarian aid. In July 2015, Paul represented the Civic Drone Centre at a policy forum supported by the Rockefeller Foundation in Bellagio, Italy. The forum, which included experts from the UN, Red Cross, the drone manufacturer DJI, was established by Dr. Patrick Meyer to draft policy for the safe and coordinated use of unmanned aerial vehicles in humanitarian settings, and how important as those rules have become in today's life. I'm delighted that Professor Eggleston is able to join us on this special occasion for our graduates from the College of Human and Social Futures. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Professor Paul Eggleston to deliver the occasional address.
Thank you, Vice-Chancellor, thank you. Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, distinguished guest, I'm allowed to take my mask off now, I'd forgotten that bit. Parents, and most importantly, graduates, welcome. I'm going to spend the next few minutes telling probably a few anecdotes that I hope you can extract some value from and take with you as you embark on the next stage of your careers. As the Vice-Chancellor kindly said, you know, I actually went to art school when there was such a thing as an art school before they were absorbed by universities. They've been trying to work out what to do with art schools ever since, and I'm now kind of part of that mix, puzzling that through. Leaving art school, I had some musical skills. So I was in bands and I played with some very famous people who many of you under 50 will have never heard of. So I once went on tour with a gentleman called Midge Ure, and if you're under about 50, Midge was about as big as Billie Eilish is today at that moment in time. That was a real privilege and a real thrill. But being an itinerant musician, although I've always wondered what a proper job looks like if you were a musician, and I wondered whether Bono wakes up in the morning and thinks that's his job, as we try and work out what these new kind of forms of labour might be. I did struggle on more than one occasion. Once I was married and we'd had our first child, and our first child was turning up to sound checks at goodness knows what time in the morning, whilst I would be gigging till early hours the following day. And took an opportunity not long after that to create a television series. I went and pitched the television series. I'd got a fine art background. I'd worked in film and television before. It's safe to say that I'd never made a television series before. In fact, it's probably safe to say that at that time I'd never actually made a television programme. But I pitched the idea. Several months later, having heard nothing, no surprise, got a call from the director of broadcasting at ITV, one of the national channels in the UK, who said, "Mr. Eggleston, how are you getting on with that television series?" And it's just that moment where you need to say, "It's fine, it's going really well. Thanks for asking. We're just waiting on the contract coming through just to establish cash flow, and it'll be with you in October as planned." That notion of taking the opportunity to go that little bit of an extra mile is something that I think when you've done a degree, it gives you the confidence to know that you learned how to learn. You know that there is no mystery to this. You've got a skill set that enables you to ask, invite other people to assist and help you with that, which of course is exactly what I did, and we formed a company on that basis. I've got some great anecdotes, and I'm going to just tell you one. Making 70 or 80 documentary television programmes. I made people will ask me every now and again, well, what's your best film? And I'll say always the next one. The next one, because I'm going to apply all the learning from the film before and take that into the next film to try and make it slightly better. That's another little lifelong learning lesson that we can all take with us out of the room beyond this, that we're all on that journey, and it is a journey, and we're going long. I made a film for the BBC One called The Dangerous Adventures of Baroness Cox. It was about the Deputy Speaker of the House of Lords who was who'd set up a charity and was raising funds to release slaves in captivity in Sudan. I'd made good contacts and connection with the Sudanese Dinka people many, many years before, and they were scratching their heads about how this was actually happening. You may remember, anybody who knows any of that history will know that Sudan was in the depths of a pretty awful civil war. I was to accompany the Baroness eventually on a flight from Logichogio Airport, where the World Food Programme is, out into the bushland of deepest, darkest Sudan in the middle of a war zone. We were delayed several occasions because there was a war zone and we couldn't find a pilot who wanted to fly us over it. We did finally. We safely took transit of that, but en route, the Baroness had a gentleman with her called Stuart Windsor, who had a briefcase literally full of cash that was going to redeem so-called slaves that we're going to explore. We left Logichogio Airport in a tiny little aeroplane late in the afternoon, with the pilot worried that they wouldn't be able to get back in time before it was dark. Huddled up, the crew, me, the Baroness, the pilot opens the throttle. I looked out of the window, and on the runway behind me was Stuart Windsor with his briefcase full of cash, waving us down to stop the plane. We'd actually We're about to leave the airport and the airfield without him. So many good stories like that, but it's always more interesting than the films that we end up broadcasting on television. So taking that experience into the next thing, I probably just want to leave you with. If I was talking, to paraphrase that, to say, well, go long. It's a journey. It's not a destination. I know that's a cliche, but it's absolutely true. There are lots of twists and turns on the way, from musician to filmmaker through to academic, and even then working in the Civic Drone Centre. Very different perspective. The other thing that I learned fairly early on was to go deep and to build really good relationships with people. This is what we did in order to do that as a family. Not deliberately. My wife worked at the student union, got a tap on the shoulder one day to say, we've got a load of international students, they've nowhere to live. Would you care to put an international student up in your home? And we just said yes. She just said yes and then told me, and that was all fine. We did that for 15 years. We've had 54 students from Japan, China, from India, from Africa, from all over the world, living with us for up to 6 months at a time as a family. The only exchange that took place was the exchange of our stories and our culture. And of course, we fed them, which is part of our culture. We got to know those people deeply. We're now invited to be godparents. We're inviting to weddings that we could never go to because there's too many and it's too far away. But I'll tell you the really significant moment for us is we've got 3 children, all grown up now. They grew up for 15 years in that home with people from different cultures and countries in the space with them. They make no distinctions now between religion, creed, people's food habits or food choices, between people's skin colour or people's destinations. They've grown up in a truly as global citizens. That wasn't the plan when we started, but that's certainly been the impact and the effect. So as my son and his wife now came to Australia a few years ago, left via Hong Kong, landed in Hong Kong, and yes, guess what? 3 of the people who'd stayed with us, they're now head teachers at secondary schools they met them in Hong Kong and they took them around the city. It's go deep in building those relationships. And finally, I'd just say to all of you, this is a journey. It's not a destination, but go far. Go far. You are equipped with all the skill sets now that you need to build the rest of your lives for us. By us, I mean the species that are human beings, for your local communities and for yourselves and the people that you meet. Go far. I've been fortunate enough, and again, this is perhaps not always less regrettable, but none of us knew this at the time. I've been fortunate enough to work on pretty much every continent in the world to do a variety of different things. I brought those experiences back with me when I joined education nearly 20 years ago, where my students got to make documentary programmes for real broadcasters. They were paid to do that. When we ran an MA in global television production, my business in Singapore supported students making programmes for the Discovery Channel. So bringing that learning back in and giving that back, that should be part of that going far. We've done the same here in Newcastle with our students working on real projects with the bands like The Living End, with bands like June Rats and Angus Stone, for anybody who knows who any of those names are. I think they'll resonate with some of the audience here today. And as I stand here on the platform right now, in our recording studio in the Conservatorium, which didn't exist a few years ago, on the stage in the Con is a beautiful classical quartet who are recording, they're ex-students and current students of ours, they're recording string sections for the artist Daniel Johns. And he's there in the studio right now. So, go long, go deep, but please, go far. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, Professor Eggleston. Thank you indeed. It's interesting. It was interesting to listen to your talk. All careers are journeys, and I must say sometimes I think the journey for those in the creative areas are more exciting than perhaps some other areas of study, because there is more uncertainty. And I love the way that Paul suggested to us that your best project will be your next project. What a wonderful way to approach life, and a very exciting life. So I'm sure you'll have benefited, as I did, listening to his talk. So thank you indeed, Professor Eggleston. Ladies and gentlemen, we now come to an important aspect, a little bit of formality for this ceremony. And for this, I'd like to ask all of our graduates to please stand. Graduates, please stand. As Chancellor of this university, I now officially confer awards to all those candidates who fulfilled the conditions for admission of that award. Congratulations. And I wonder if everyone in our audience and my colleagues up here would join me in applauding the wonderful achievement of these graduates. Thank you. Please be seated. I now call on Professor John Fischetti, Pro-Vice-Chancellor for the College of Human Social Futures, to present today's graduates. Thank you.
Thank you, Chancellor. Good afternoon to everyone. I'd like to start by acknowledging the great work of the Vice-Chancellor and Chancellor earlier, where they were sharing the interesting and turbulent times that we're in. I think historians will note that for education, these times are probably as disruptive as anything since wartime. And your resilience, your tenacity, your excellence to get through degrees on Zoom and with all the confusion and lots of study in different places is truly heroic, and we're very grateful for you, your family, and all of your support systems. Thank you so much for what you've done for the university. We're only here because of you. Chancellor, I present to you the candidates who have fulfilled the conditions for admission to awards of this university. Graduates, would you please stand as your name is announced? Doctor of Philosophy graduates have undertaken a program of independent supervised study for the equivalent of up to 4 years of full-time study. These graduates have produced significant and original research outcomes, culminating in a thesis which has been independently examined by external experts of international standing. Today, the university is proud to honor graduates who have satisfied the rigorous criteria for the award of Doctor of Philosophy. Chancellor, I present to you Barbara Clifton, graduating with a Doctor of Philosophy. Dr. Clifton's thesis is entitled Noteworthy, a Collection of Ordinary Lives. Dr. Clifton. Libby Eckersley, graduating with a Doctor of Philosophy. Dr. Eckersley's thesis is entitled A Study in Cognitive Ecology for a Print-Mediated Artistic Practice. Dr. Eckersley. Genevieve Graham, graduating with a Doctor of Philosophy. Dr. Graham's thesis is entitled Love's Last Token, Trace Objects. Dr. Graham. Ross Rhoda, graduating with a Doctor of Philosophy. Dr. Rhoda's thesis is entitled Expressions of Interest. Dr. Rhoda. Braden Snape, graduating with a Doctor of Philosophy. Dr. Snape's thesis is entitled Inflationary Act, Sculptural Process, Materiality, Performance, and Sight. Dr. Snape. Thomas Studley, graduating with a Doctor of Philosophy. Dr. Studley's thesis is entitled Exploring Real-Time Music Composition Through Competitive Gameplay Interaction. Dr. Studley. Congratulations to these higher degree by research graduates. Chancellor, I will now present graduates of postgraduate coursework degrees. Cecilia Michael, graduating with a Master of Applied Linguistics. Kaylee Bradford, graduating with a Master of Creative Industries and a Bachelor of Creative Industries. Kikon Jay, graduating with a Master of Creative Industries. Thomas Cade, graduating with a Master of Medical Statistics with distinction. Matthew Brown, graduating with a Master of Social Change and Development with distinction. Heidi Parrott, graduating with a Master of Social Change and Development with distinction. Louis Naji Jamala, graduating with a Master of Social Change and Development. Natalie Turner, graduating with a Graduate Certificate in Social Change and Development and a Bachelor of Business. Ulaade Ebunuluwa Michael, graduating with a Graduate Certificate in Social Change and Development. Chancellor, that concludes the presentation of postgraduate awards. I invite Mr. Michael Robertson, General Manager of the College of Human and Social Futures, to present graduates of undergraduate degrees.
Chancellor, I present Lorana Elway, graduating with a Bachelor of Arts and a Bachelor of Music with distinction. Gabrielle Smith, graduating with a Bachelor of Business with distinction and a Bachelor of Commerce. Ryan McGinnity, graduating with a Bachelor of Business and a Bachelor of Commerce with distinction. Alana Bruce, graduating with a Bachelor of Business and a Bachelor of Commerce. Damien Cook, graduating with a Bachelor of Business and a Bachelor of Commerce. Monica Kukumanovsky, graduating with a Bachelor of Business and a Bachelor of Commerce. Vincent Doss, graduating with a Bachelor of Business and a Bachelor of Commerce. Lorenzo Falcocchino, graduating with a Bachelor of Business and a Bachelor of Commerce. Liam Fleming, graduating with a Bachelor of Business and a Bachelor of Commerce. Blake Lloyd, graduating with a Bachelor of Business and a Bachelor of Commerce. Cara Maxwell, graduating with a Bachelor of Business and a Bachelor of Commerce. Michael Sneath, graduating with a Bachelor of Business and a Bachelor of Commerce. Kira Stewart, graduating with a Bachelor of Business and a Bachelor of Commerce. Samantha Fleming, graduating with a Bachelor of Commerce with distinction. Tek Hao Ung, graduating with a Bachelor of Commerce with distinction. Mars Jafar Al-Bukamsin, graduating with a Bachelor of Commerce. Liam Daly, graduating with a Bachelor of Commerce. Jordan Fitzgerald, graduating with a Bachelor of Commerce. Nicole Flood, graduating with a Bachelor of Commerce. Christiana Gorgievsky, graduating with a Bachelor of Commerce. Curtis Heaney, graduating with a Bachelor of Commerce. Naif Kasua, graduating with a Bachelor of Commerce. Nilotpal Kaushik, graduating with a Bachelor of Commerce. David Kolorovsky, graduating with a Bachelor of Commerce. Thomas Leonard, graduating with a Bachelor of Commerce. Brad Lovegrove, graduating with a Bachelor of Commerce. Callum McPherson, graduating with a Bachelor of Commerce. Callum Mitchell, graduating with a Bachelor of Commerce. Giada Musu Ruana, graduating with a Bachelor of Commerce. Peter O'Connor, graduating with a Bachelor of Commerce. Claudia Ongugo, graduating with a Bachelor of Commerce. Yu Pei, graduating with a Bachelor of Commerce. Phuong Hong Kim Fan, graduating with a Bachelor of Commerce. Daniel Roxby, graduating with a Bachelor of Commerce. Madeline Wallace, graduating with a Bachelor of Commerce. Grace Weir, graduating with a Bachelor of Commerce. Patrick Worthington, graduating with a Bachelor of Commerce. Chancellor, that concludes the presentation of graduates at this time.
Thank you, Mr. Robinson. We'll now enjoy a short musical interlude by Naomi Blanche, Ben Levick and Terence Koo, performing You've Got a Friend in Me from Randy Newman. All Naomi, Ben and Terence are all graduates of the university's music program. Thank you.
You've got a friend in me. You've got a friend in me. When the road looks rough ahead and you're miles and miles from your nice warm bed, you just remember what your old pal said. You've got a friend in me. 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 You've got troubles, well, I've got them too. There isn't anything that I wouldn't do for you. We stick together and we see it through, 'cause you've got a friend in me. You've got a friend in me. Some other folks might be a little smarter than me, bigger and stronger too, maybe, but none of them will ever love you the way I do. Just me and you, and as the years go by, our friendship will never die. You've got to see it's our destiny. You've got a friend in me. You've got a friend in me. You've got a friend in me. smarter than me, bigger and stronger too. But none of them will ever love you the way I do, just me and you. And as the years go by, our friendship will never die. You've got to see it's our destiny. You've got a friend in me. You've got a friend in me. You've got a friend in me.
Thank you, Naomi, Ben and Terence. It was wonderfully done, and I've got to say, we need some more of that sort of music in the middle of a pandemic. I now invite Mr. Robinson to continue presenting graduates.
Chancellor, I present graduates of undergraduate awards. Brett Bichard, graduating with a Bachelor of Communication with distinction. Samantha Cook, graduating with a Bachelor of Communication with distinction. Keely Johnson, graduating with a Bachelor of Communication with distinction. Dakota Tate, graduating with a Bachelor of Communication with distinction. Cara Thompson, graduating with a Bachelor of Communication with distinction. Claire Wilkinson, graduating with a Bachelor of Communication with distinction. Justin Becker, graduating with a Bachelor of Communication. Emily Evans, graduating with a Bachelor of Communication. Jocelyn Evans, graduating with a Bachelor of Communication. Sebastian Orpin, graduating with a Bachelor of Communication. TJ Payne, graduating with a Bachelor of Communication. Olivia Portell, graduating with a Bachelor of Communication. Nicole Scott, graduating with a Bachelor of Communication. Rose Wilson, graduating with a Bachelor of Communication. Madeline Gardiner, graduating with a Bachelor of Creative Industries and a Diploma in Languages. Jessica Curry, graduating with a Bachelor of Creative Industries with distinction. Kiara Hamilton, graduating with a Bachelor of Creative Industries with distinction. Lucy Mayer, graduating with a Bachelor of Creative Industries with distinction. Danielle Meret, graduating with a Bachelor of Creative Industries with distinction. Kylie Moore, graduating with a Bachelor of Creative Industries with distinction. Amber Shippard, graduating with a Bachelor of Creative Industries with distinction. Paulo Ruiz Ogangbang Akman, graduating with a Bachelor of Creative Industries. Joel Allen, graduating with a Bachelor of Creative Industries. Caitlin Glanville, graduating with a Bachelor of Creative Industries. Joel Grogan, graduating with a Bachelor of Creative Industries. Cassidy Lamey, graduating with a Bachelor of Creative Industries. Destiny Preston, graduating with a Bachelor of Creative Industries. Nicholas Seabrook, graduating with a Bachelor of Creative Industries. Kate Taylor, graduating with a Bachelor of Creative Industries. Shanae Tuck, graduating with a Bachelor of Creative Industries. Gregory Gamage, graduating with a Bachelor of Fine Art. Jamie Highland, graduating with a Bachelor of Fine Art. Laura Waldron, graduating with a Bachelor of Fine Art. Amelia Shaw, graduating with a Bachelor of Music with distinction. Jordan Chouush, graduating with a Bachelor of Music. Isaac McKinnon, graduating with a Bachelor of Music. Jemima Batts, graduating with a Bachelor of Visual Communication Design. Charlotte Fletcher, graduating with a Bachelor of Visual Communication Design. Dylan Coleman, graduating with a Bachelor of Construction Management, Building Honours. Serjan Wagley, graduating with a Master of Information Technology. Chancellor, that concludes the presentation of graduates.
Thank you, Mr. Robertson. I now invite Gabrielle Rawsthorne, who is a 2019 Bachelor of Communication with Distinction graduate, to speak on behalf of the graduates. Thank you, Gabrielle.
Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, members of the Council, staff of the University, families and friends of graduates, and most importantly, graduates. My name is Gabby, my pronouns are she, her, and it is an honour to be standing here before you today presenting this speech. Before I begin, I would like to acknowledge the Awabakal and Wabarai peoples, who are the traditional custodians of the land on which we gather today, and pay my respects to the elders, past, present, and future. Congratulations to all those in attendance today. Graduating from university is a massive achievement in itself, let alone graduating during COVID times and completing degrees online. Getting to this point where we can proudly wear the cap and gown is something we should all be proud of. Thank you to all of those who assisted us in our journey, our dedicated lecturers, professors, and supervisors. We truly wouldn't be here without your assistance and answering all of our frantic emails in the middle of the night, clarifying parts of the assignment. You were always there to guide us in the right direction and lead us to the light of the end of what sometimes seemed like an assignment-filled tunnel. Thank you to our support system, our friends and family, for always having our back and creating a safe and supportive environment for us to pursue our studies and dedicate ourselves to reaching the finish line that we now get to cross. Thanks for being our own personal cheer squad and for believing in us when we didn't believe in ourselves. While we have studied a variety of degrees between us, we are all part of the University of Newcastle alumni community, a community dedicated to creating positive change as we leave our student life behind and head into the workforce. Finishing university means leaving the comfort of being a student behind as we start to create our own paths for the future. And in the 21st century, the opportunities are endless. Someone here could be the next Beyoncé, the next Steve Jobs, or even the next Greta Thunberg. Studying at the University of Newcastle has taken me places and allowed me to experience things I never dreamed of. I've explored areas of study I didn't even know existed, met some amazing people, learned valuable skills and lessons, and even had the opportunity to study abroad, fulfilling all the stereotypes of that girl who studied abroad in Europe and never stops talking about it. I'm not the person I was when I started studying here, rocking up to orientation with absolutely no idea what I was in for. But I wouldn't trade all the study sessions, mosquitoes, and all-nighters for anything. Because without them, I wouldn't be standing here today, celebrating everything we have achieved. Each and every graduate here has something to offer. These smiling faces hiding underneath the masks are the next generation of creatives, professionals, policymakers, and so much more. Some of us might do big things, others might do a bunch of small things, but between us and all we have to offer, we will do great things. Thank you.
Thank you, Gabriel. And a particular thanks to Gabriel today because, as you would imagine, these ceremonies have been somewhat disrupted, and Gabriel stood in at quite short notice to deliver a speech on behalf of the graduates. So a particular thank you to you. And as you pointed out, and is obvious from these ceremonies, it's been a very disrupted time with people feeling uncertain. And I'm so glad that we've been able to have our graduations this week. And I deeply appreciate the fact that all of you have come along. We've consistently, through the Vice-Chancellor, followed the health rules and managed the university on a risk base. And it's served us well. We've had 9 graduations this week. This is the last of them. And we're one of the only universities in New South Wales to have had face-to-face graduations during the pandemic period itself, and they've been highly successful. So we as a university deeply appreciate your attendance, and we think graduating is an important part of your journey and an important experience for you, the graduates. It's something you deserve and you should get to enjoy. So we appreciate you all being here. We appreciate, Gabriel, you expressing those wishes on behalf of your colleagues here. So very best wishes with your careers. It's an exciting time, there's no doubt about that, but you're going to make the most of it. I hope everyone enjoyed today's ceremony, and I thank you for joining the university community in the celebration of the awarding of degrees. Before I declare the ceremony concluded, though, I'd like this time to ask the graduates to remain seated and for everyone else to stand up and join me in applauding their wonderful achievements. Thank you. Thanks very much. I now declare the ceremony concluded. Once again, congratulations. You really deserve it, all of you. Go out and make a difference. Thank you very much.